Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP as well as the vast majority of crypto. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here. So, this tweet's going to frustrate a lot of you, especially if you are a U.S. taxpayer. And we do see the SEC's $2.2 billion funding request includes $680 million for 1,500 enforcement staff. So, how much of this is for rulemaking to provide actual guidance versus more enforcement actions that stretch theories and the SEC's jurisdiction far past any faithful allegiance to the law? You know, I really do believe that I speak for everyone when I say, where is our tax breakdown? Where is a sheet at the end of the year that gives us a breakdown of where our taxpayer money goes to? Because at this point, why should I support the SEC when they have not supported me at all? Think about it like this, right? They caused $15 billion worth of damages to the XRP community when they announced the lawsuit against Ripple. Since then, they have, and I've said it time and time again, they have taken corrupt deals, and I say that because we know that that is a fact. You can go back and look through everything. Everything. The XRP community has done a very good job at disclosing some of this information as well. Um, the SEC has been one of those agencies that is clear on their intent. They want to protect the big banks, they want to protect the big bankers, and they want to screw you and me. In fact, every single major motive from the SEC so far towards crypto has been headline articles. Let's go after Kim Kardashian. Okay, let's go after YouTubers now as well. Their entire motive is to create these headline articles that get a ton of views, get a ton of clicks, while the biggest frauds around crypto continue to operate. FTX was one that got blown right past them. Luna, Celsius. I mean, there is so many great examples of just how awful the SEC is at doing their job. And we do see over here from Eleanor Tourette, we do see Gary Gensler, when asked whether the SEC Gov has the resources right now to investigate emerging crypto issues, he responded saying, "We're stretched thin." That's funny. That is comical. This is a field that has a significant amount of non-compliance. We've increased resources there, but we could always use more. Now, Michael J. Cloud responded saying, "I would point out we've watched bank failures happen, a lot of it because regulators were asleep at the wheel. At the same time, we see unauthorized rulemaking going on." And yeah, listen, as we look at what's happening around the SEC, for 2 years, for 2 whole years, taxpayers have funded a gross overreach of power from the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Yeah, that's right. We funded it. So all of those XRP holders out there, not only are you getting screwed on the fact that, one, XRP's price potential is 100%, I've said this as well in the past, suppressed, but also you're getting screwed on the fact that we're supporting the SEC through taxpayer money. This is ridiculous. I'm telling you, this is exactly why, we are frustrated. If you're in the US and you are an XRP holder, you should 100% be extremely frustrated right now. And the SEC, like many other government agencies, they're just not doing their job at all. So why should we fund them? Why should we continuously fund these agencies that are sitting back saying, "Hey, crypto needs regulations," but they're also not doing zero work to bring any guidance, bring any clarity at all to the space? They just want to continue with the headline articles and they want to go after all these companies because they think that it's easy payday, right? They think that, oh, we'll just go after this company and that company and they'll just, pay us a fine, blah, 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 and we'll just continue going on. That's exactly what's happening. And it's absolutely disgusting. Like as we look at what the SEC has done in the last couple weeks, months, even 2 years alone, it has been nothing but just zero work ethic combined with headline articles just to get quick paydays. It's disgusting. And what do you see over here as well? So the banks. We've been seeing a lot of motive from the banks as well. U.S. banks, already hesitant to work with crypto customers, are now becoming even warier of providing services to the industry. So the banks want to cut off any access to crypto as well, because we recently seen that banks were limiting a lot of purchases of crypto. For those out there that are in the U.S. and that utilize banks, let me know if they have been limiting you on any purchases in the comments below, because I'd love to hear from you guys, because I know that recently when I was talking about this, a lot of you had a ton of opinions on this, and in fact, a lot of you have experienced this as well. And also, for those out there that support Ripple in this lawsuit against the SEC, smash that like button. I want to see how much noise we can make. But as we do look at the banks, yeah, the banks are starting to cut off crypto. And again, what they are pushing is nonsense. What we see going all the way back to January from the FDIC, Joint Statement on Crypto Asset Risk to Banking Organizations. They always say that crypto is a risky asset class. It's a risky asset sector. It's all speculation, this, that. Like, I even talked about this with the SEC just recently. Gary Gensler posting a huge alert that you need to be accountable for the fact that crypto is extremely risky, and it's extremely speculative. You could lose all your money, blah blah blah. Like, we constantly see this narrative being played by them. But what about the narrative around banks? I mean, we constantly hear that the banks are safe, banks are this, that, whatever. But we know that the banking sector itself is extremely weak. The foundation for it is cracking, and it's been cracking for a very, very long time without any fixes happening. Like, this is the biggest problem around the models behind the banking sector, is that you never hear about how risky the banking sector is. You only hear about how risky crypto is, and you always, like, nobody ever really questions why. But when you actually look at it, it's because crypto, which is still a very early on asset class, well, guess what? It's taken dominance away from the big banks and the big bankers. Like I've said in the past, it's a big no-no, especially in the U.S. and even from the Federal Reserve. You know, Federal Reserve, the same exact agency that has killed the U.S. economy for years and years. I mean, decades, technically. Well, they also think that crypto is providing a lot of risk in terms of liquidity to the banking sector, and there's a lot of problems associated with crypto. Like, it's all nonsense. And just recently as well, they completely closed crypto-focused Signature Bank, citing systemic risk. That's what they always say. And then just recently, we started talking about CBDCs, because this is the big motive, especially even from the Federal Reserve, which we'll get to here in a second. But we do see from Black Swan Capitalists, warning, they're going to use the engineered banking crisis to roll out CBDCs. This is their sinister plan to control your life behavior and also beliefs. And we do see ECB president warns central banks could be losing control without CBDCs, which I just recently talked about. I included it in a video from yesterday. It's this gross overreach of power that these central bankers still have, right? And they're seeing the effect right now. They are losing the fight against digital assets and crypto. So what they need to do is they need to make sure that they're fighting back as much as possible. Regulate the hell out of crypto, because we need to take control of it. We need crypto in the hands of Wall Street and the big banks. That's all they care about. They don't care about certain aspects around crypto, as long as they can control it and take massive amounts of fees from it as well, because that's all they care about: control and greed. It's the two biggest foundational points of the US government: greed and control. And it's even outside of the US as well. These big bankers, these central bankers, they love greed and control. We do see over here, the end of cash is near. They're trying to go all digital and then bring in the central bank digital currency to be programmable so that they can control how you spend your money. Eventually, they will be able to make your CBDC money expire or disallow certain products. We do see down here, major Australian bank to end cash withdrawals from its branches as the end of paper notes looms. Again, going all the way back to the initial statements around regulators, I think that this is exactly what their motive is. Create this narrative, push the narrative, make you fear the narrative, and then all of a sudden say, okay, well, here's digital currencies, here's CBDCs. And I've been focused on this for so long, and yes, even with the ECB, right, the digital euro, the European Central Bank put out this full breakdown of the digital euro. This is actually from the ecb.europa.eu website. This is actually the ECB breakdown from their conference. What do you see? CBDCs for retail. European Central Bank (ECB) is proposing the digital euro has the following spending restrictions. This is from XRP_Crow, by the way. What do you see? Users allowed to spend 50 euros per transaction. Maximum spending limit 1,000 euros per month. Transactions limit 50 per month. And digital euro holdings 3,000 euros maximum. Privacy and other concerns. And here's all of the concerns around it. I want you guys to understand that this is the true motive behind these CBDCs. Let it be known that yes, we still don't have the full-on insight on how CBDCs will work fully, but if this is what it's going to be, and this is from, like I said, the ECB's website, this is their ECB Digital Euro Conference breakdown, like if this is what CBDCs are going to look like, then I fear for the public, all of us, the retail sector, I fear for our future. And I do think that this is what they want. They want to take, I mean, like, this is the best case for them. Full control, full greed. That's all it ever is about. What do you see over here from Glenn Beck, actually? He's talking about the FedNow service. And we do see the government's slippery slope to a CBDC is called FedNow. But I bet it's a total coincidence that we're having a massive banking crisis right before its release. Listen closely to this.
I found something yesterday interesting. It's called FedNow. Here's how it works. Cut one.
Today, people and businesses expect to make and receive payments at the click of a button any time of the day, every day of the year. And most expect their financial institutions to offer or support payment services that meet the speed and convenience they seek. In fact, 3 in 4 businesses and 2/3 of consumers surveyed think it's important that their bank or credit union offer faster payments.
Right.
Financial institutions interested in meeting these demands can use the Federal Reserve's upcoming FedNow service to build innovative payment offerings that can help them retain and attract customers and avoid losing out to the competition. With the FedNow service launching in 2023, the time to start preparing is now.
Right.
What can financial institutions do to get ready? A bank or credit union should first get a sense of the demands and trends in the market. Let's take a look at how one financial institution might do this. Meet Jill, the CEO of Community Bank.
Jill's going to the Fed and saying, can we have your non-blockchain system and have it so we can give everybody a credit card or a bank card, and it won't say FedNow on it, but it'll be the engine of FedNow, where they just swipe their card and instantaneously they can buy something. We need something faster, and we want it to go through the Fed every time we make a purchase of something.
What could possibly go wrong with this system?
Well, they want you to know this is an alternative for a Fed coin. Yeah. Yeah, they're saying, no, we want you to know clearly, this is not to introduce central bank digital currency, a CBDC. No. This is an alternative to that. Why do you?
It doesn't sound like much of an alternative. It sounds like the same thing.
Well, no, because you'll have a bank card instead. It'll be your local bank doing it.
It looks like one thing, but it is another. And also, Jill is a man. That's how the video ends. We didn't get to that part, but that's how it ends. You find out that Jill, the CEO of Community Bank,
wow,
he's a dude.
So yeah, a little bit of a joking scenario at the end there, but for the most part, yes. Like when we look at this, it all sounds great on paper. Oh no, this is not CBDCs. This is, completely different. No, this is all to push the same exact narrative. They want you on a fully controlled system so that they can control every day of your life. Purchases that you make, they want to see it. everything that you do on a 24/7 basis, they want to be a part of. See, this is the biggest problem that I have with a lot of individuals around the XRP communities pushing for CBDCs. Oh, well, XRP is going to bridge it all. XRP is going to do this. Now, obviously, yes, we still play a big role in the fact that, if we are going to get CBDCs, why not at least make money off of the case, right? Because we want to be a part of the technological advancement if that does become the case. But I also love supporting tokens like XRP because at the end of the day, they are fully decentralized. The XRP ledger, nobody controls the XRP ledger. I could pay somebody in Italy, for an example. I could pay somebody in Italy $10,000 in XRP, pay a fraction of a penny. It can get there in 4 seconds, and guess what? It's out of any government control. I could do that 24/7, 365 days a year, any amount. And they can't stop me because it can't be controlled. But as we do look at CBDCs and what's coming around this FedNow service as well, this FedNow service is not what most people anticipate it to be. I know that I've seen a lot of people connecting the dots and saying that FedNow will run on XRP and the XRP ledger itself. I just don't see that being the scenario. I actually think that this FedNow service, it is not going to be anything bullish. It's going to be the opposite of bullish because when we look at the Federal Reserve themselves, when were they ever on our side? They never were. Now, also, I want to end this video off with one last thing, and that is this VPN restriction. So we did see from XRP Darren, Fame21 more over on Twitter, by the way. Incredible YouTube channel as well. Only 7 voted no, one of them being AOC, 20 years in prison, $250,000 fine for using a VPN. That's right, a VPN. They want you in prison for 20 years and you have to pay a $250,000 fine if you're using a VPN. Listen closely to this.
Restrict Act proposes 20-year jail term for U.S. citizens accessing banned apps. Proposals included in the Restricting the Emergence of Security Threats That Risk Information and Communications Technology Act, better known as the Restrict Act, and forwarded to the United States Congress, is worrying privacy advocates and users of digital technology, including those in crypto. Restrict Act is a threat to crypto. While the proposed bill could give the United States government more power to force the sale of foreign-owned apps to United States companies, a provision in the legislation could also see American citizens face up to 20 years in jail and a $250,000 fine for accessing banned apps using a virtual private network, VPN. The implications of this provision for the cryptocurrency industry could be profound. Bitcoin price on March 29. Source: BTC USDT on Binance, TradingView. Crackdown on privacy? If passed, the bill will also grant the government absolute powers over any technologies and services it sees as a threat, which includes decentralized technology. With the recent crisis in the United States banking sector, the bill's passing could present challenges to crypto, which relies on digital privacy and anonymity to function effectively. A user pointed out that more than 400 representatives voted for the bill, approving a $250,000 fine for using a VPN to access content from such countries as China, Hong Kong, Cuba, South Korea, and Russia, or any country that has a long-term pattern or serious instance of adverse to the United States. Meanwhile, the United States Commodity Futures Exchange Commission, CFTC, is suing Changpeng Zhao and Binance, an international exchange, for violating trading laws and allowing citizens to use the platform.
So yeah, this is 100% an attack on our privacy. This is a huge deal, especially at a time where U.S. banks, well, guess what? They're just turning around and saying, all right, well, no more crypto. We're seeing regulators attack crypto. They want to limit you on crypto. And this, which was always looked at as a workaround. I remember when Binance was getting banned in the US, and that's when Binance US basically came out. A lot of individuals were utilizing a VPN to access Binance. Yeah, well, guess what? That's no longer a thing. This is a massive, massive problem. This is exactly what I mean when I say that they are taking control of it's all about control. It's everything that we have seen is about control. And the biggest problem of them all is CBDCs. A lot of people think that CBDCs are bullish. Oh, it's very good for crypto. No. No, it is not. This is not bullish for you, me, or anyone. Besides the ones that are running the show. That's all it is. It's a big control aspect. It's a big issue. And as individuals, a lot of people have asked me, like, what can we do to fight back against this? Let your voice be heard. I mean, we need to 100% move away from the fact that CBDCs are bullish for us, that we need CBDCs. We start to see a lot of governors in the U.S. starting to band together and creating bills to ban CBDCs, get away from CBDCs. I think that that's what we need. We need to move away from CBDCs. We need to make sure that these do not become a reality. But it looks as if they will be, because when you look at CBDC Tracker, and I've shared this many times on this channel, you go back from the beginning of the life cycle on CBDCs, and you go all the way to just like 2 years ago, for an example. Let's go all the way back to March of 2020, right? Because March of 2020 was when this really started to become a major thing. Look at March of 2020 in terms of the overall chart here, and then look at just 3 years later. Look at how fast CBDCs are spreading. This is a major concern. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. As up to you all, have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.